Why is everybody in here? What's going on around here? Isn't it holiday weekend, Rob? Shouldn't you be out at a basketball or a football game or something? All right.
So you seem to be in a good mood.
I'm always in a great mood, aren't I?
Maybe not always. What does this mean to your team? What does this mean to you?
Yeah, I mean, what a rare opportunity to get a guy of his caliber. Now, I will say, for me, it's extremely bittersweet because Kenny Clark, since the day I was here or got hired here, I want to say I think he's the last guy that was on the roster when I was hired. Now I know we drafted Elton and Rashawn, but I'm really thankful for our time together because he is a pro's pro. Obviously a great player, and as great of a player as he is, I believe he's an even better person. And I think you guys probably feel the same way in terms of just he is going to treat everybody with the utmost respect. And he is revered in that locker room, and so it is bittersweet when you lose a player not only of that caliber, but just the type of leader he was for a locker room. But at the same time, certainly, you know, like I said, it's just rare that you get an opportunity to get a guy like a Micah Parsons.
Mike is really talented. He's also really versatile. There's a lot of things he does very well. What's the best, in terms of role, the best way to maximize that talent and versatility?
That's a heck of a question. I think there's, obviously, I don't think there's much that he can't do. It's just how do you get him acclimated to what we're doing, and then you can kind of let the creativity come out. I think I got a lot of confidence in Half and our defensive staff that we'll be able to put him in positions to maximize not only his ability, but everybody around him. I just know from having a game plan against him, that is something that keeps you up at night when you're going against a player of his caliber. And now we feel like we've got a lot of other pieces around him that it's going to be that much more challenging for our opponents.
You joked coming in here about us being here on a holiday weekend, but what does this change anything for you and the staff trying to figure out how you're going to line them up and implement on all those?
No, I think more than anything, we got to get him here. We got to see where he's at. You know, he hasn't. I don't believe he's practiced. So we got to be very calculated with how we deploy him and just the number of snaps that he's going to get. And I think the first part of that is you got to assess the situation, and in order to do that, you got to have some sort of physical movement.
Now, what was your sort of role just in this whole process with Goody and those guys?
I was just a cheerleader on the sidelines. So now he talked to me. Obviously, I don't want to get into timelines, but early before anybody ever even knew this could have potentially come to fruition. So. And, you know, I was like, heck yeah. I mean, these opportunities just don't come about.
You said, I think after this past season, that you originally wanted to just rush the traditional 4, but you guys obviously had to change. Does this allow you to get back to that?
I'd say so, yes. I think it just gives us a lot of flexibility with what we want to do. And I think Half and our staff have done a great job of, you know, like I've mentioned many times, that you come in with a vision of, hey, we're going to get after them with our front 4. You're going to play coverage. And then I loved the evolution, I would say, of our defense last year in regards to being able to deploy a lot of different fronts, which makes it more challenging for opposing offenses to game plan against when you're not quite sure and they have everything. But it just gives you so much flexibility. Do you want to? I mean, this guy's played off the ball linebacker, and it's rare that you get a defensive end that can go inside and play linebacker or go inside and rush. So he's obviously he's got to have a great football mind and capacity to learn in order to be able to do all those different things.
What's your comfort level with the guys you have now with defensive tackle, with Clark gone, some guys are going to have to step up. Just what's your comfort level with those guys that remain there?
Yeah, very confident. I feel like just in our conversations, that's one thing Goody and I talked about is, we had six guys on the inside on our roster, and I also think there's situationally there's other guys that you can kick inside as well. So I think you can never have enough edge rushers in this league, and that's a premium position. Not to say that the guys inside aren't; they certainly are as well. But we feel pretty confident with the depth that we have there. I think the growth that we've seen from guys like Carl Brooks, Colby Wooden, then we got the two rooks inside there. Obviously, Devontae Wyatt. We feel confident with that group.
Just in terms of the value of pass rush, is that kind of the focus to really maximize Micah as a pass rusher coming off the edge, or is it more to unlock the totality of this game and the other aspects as well?
Can you say that one more time?
Well, I'm wondering, obviously pass rush, like you said, is a premium position. Is that the focus to really maximize him in that area, or is it almost, because he is so versatile, almost an underservice to really focus on that aspect and not all the other things he does?
Well, yeah, I think the one thing he can wreck a game in a hurry. And I just know going against him and having a game plan, especially when you're talking the pass game, you just got to be very, very careful who you're putting on them and just what type of protections you're doing. Matter of fact, I just ironically watched our Dallas game earlier today, and just some of the havoc that he was able to create. And luckily, we had our running back bailed us out a couple times from some potential game-changing plays where he just made us look silly up front on a couple of plays. So this guy is super versatile and just can change the whole complexion.